Hey, Princess, come and sit down. Let me explain something to you. I actually I'm talking to my niece that's been in this country for a few years. She's 18, and I want to get across something to you because you're in school, and I asked you something the other day about DEI, and you said DEI was a good thing because it was bringing everybody. It was trying to help people, other people. But this is what I want to say, and listen to me. Racism is real. I mean, you know what we've been through. I've had one or two incidences of racism, and racism is real. I mean, for a black woman that has lived in America and grown up and become successful in this country, I have experienced racism. I'm not going to lie. So it's not a matter of, oh, geez, everybody is great, all white people are good or whatever. Racism is real. But I have purpose in my heart that I'm not going to live my life. Yeah, sit this way so that I can, I'm not going to live my life based on racism. Sit here so that I can talk to you and be in the camera and that they can hear. I'm not going to live my life based on racism. Okay. If you are in a position, there are racists out there, but I don't think there should be. But that is part of human depravity. Part of human depravity is they have people that think that because you're black or because you're female or because you're whatever, they're going to discriminate against you. But I'm not going to live my life based on that discrimination. I'm not going to live my life programmed to think that I cannot rise, I cannot prosper, I cannot go anywhere because I'm black. I'm not going to do that. I have an issue with DEI, not the way they write it on paper, but the way it's put together. And I'm really saying this because, I went online. I posted a tribute to Charlie Kirk because I met him before, chatted with him. I took you to one of his programs, you understand what I'm saying? Because I wanted you to listen to people. That program had a lot of women, successful women, both black and white. I wanted you to listen to women that are successful, women that are breaking barriers, women that are not sitting down waiting for anybody to give them handouts, because I want you to be successful. I don't want you to grow through your life in this country thinking, well, somebody's coming after me because I'm black, or somebody's coming after me because I am this or that. So that is why I really, really appreciate some of the work that Charlie Kirk did, and I appreciated it. I took it to his program. I've met him before, and I wanted to. Most important is that he brought people to Christ. He brought people to Jesus. I just listened to the video that his wife did. In all her pain, she still preached the gospel and brought people to Christ. I will tell you, and I preach this, you guys all know, I am not defined by my color. I'm not defined by my race. I'm not defined by my accent or my nativity. I'm not even defined by my intellect. I'm not defined by whoever I think that whatever things I've achieved in this world. I am defined by who I am in Christ. And that's what I've been teaching you, right? Mm-hmm. I'm defined by who I am in Christ. So if somebody is white, black, Asian, whatever, and they're in Christ, they're my brother. They're my sister. And that's what defines me. Martin Luther King died because he preached that you should not be judged by the color of your skin, but by the content of your character. And now in 2025, the left wants us to go back to a time when we are being judged by the color of our skin, not the content of our character. And they want to divide everyone and put them in groups and in that, and make sure that all the groups are fighting each other. And I just can't agree. I just can't accept that for me, and I don't want you to accept that. I mean, I know you're in college right now. I don't want you to be programmed, and I'll tell you this. 1 out of every 100 professors are conservative. 1 out of every 100 professors in school. So most of your professors are going to try to program you to think like, well, you're black because you're a young black lady. There's something about your life that if you don't fight for it, somebody's going to try to seize something from you. You're smart. You're a straight A student. DEI says if you get hired somewhere, would it be okay for you to work really hard, make straight A's? I know how hard you work. And then somebody comes in that makes C's, and they decide to put you guys in the same echelon because of DEI, because they want to include them. Because when they talk about DEI goes way beyond just trying to help other people do a step up. I don't have an issue with affirmative action as long as the person is qualified. Affirmative action was very important years ago when they just came out of, slave trade, they just came out of, appreciating black people, they just came out of this. So, but now America is such a diverse society that I believe that we've gone past a time when people should still be worried about whether they're going to hire me because I'm black. Do you know something? What? Most of the people that are running the things are black. There are black people in every echelon. There are black people in the government, in everywhere. So why would they not hire you because you're black if you're qualified? Do you know what I'm trying to say? So I believe that affirmative action is getting to its last leg. I'm not saying that they should stop affirmative action, but I do believe that it's getting to its last leg. And I do believe that affirmative action should not just be about hiring you because you're black or because you're female or because you're gay or because you're this. It should be, if there are 50 people qualified, make sure that there's diversity among the qualified people. That's it. People should be qualified. Imagine, okay, I'm chubby, I'm whatever, so imagine, I should not be hired in the police force because I'm not combat ready. I can't run after a thief. I'll be yawning, I'll be panting and panting. I can't run. Right now, if you go into the police force, there are people that are hired that are not physically fit to do the job that they are doing because of diversity, because of inclusion. They can't do that because it makes them not come back ready. Or in the military, they just stopped transgender in the military. As a physician, I know that if you're going to be taking all these hormones, you're going to be mentally messed up. You know what I'm saying? So if you don't even know who you are, or you're not happy with who you are, or you're not ready to go to combat. So the military should hire people that are combat ready. You know what I'm saying? Not everybody should go into the military. In fact, there are so many other things. If you even have like a heart problem, you can't go into the military. If you're fat, you can't go into the military. If you have like one eye problem, if your eyes are not like 20/20 or something, there are many other criteria why you can't go into the military. So there's no reason, because it's a specialized force. So people should not just be hired because, everybody has to be equal. So diversity, inclusion, and equity, at the end of the day, it's more like socialism and communism. We live in a society, I love America because I'm a capitalist. I believe that if I work hard, I should be rewarded for my hard work. If I want to do charity work with my money, I'm a minister of the gospel, so I do a lot of charity work. If I'm going to do charity, it needs to be my choice to do charity. You understand what I'm saying? And yes, I do a lot of charity, but somebody should not come and force me to collect the money that I make and give it to somebody else because they want everybody to be equal. That is not human nature. We're not created, even if they come right now, they take thousands of dollars and distribute it to everybody. At the end of the day, people like me will still take the money from other people because we will produce goods and services that other people will come because we're smart. You know what I'm saying? So when you're looking at anything that maybe your sociology professor is teaching you or whatever they are teaching you in school, remember that what they write that they are doing and what they are actually doing is not the same thing. Remember that the people that are telling you that, feel bad about yourself because you're black, they are the people that are trying to put you in a cage. There is no reason why you should feel any inferior or better, or you know what I'm saying? We're all created with different strengths. I've interacted with a lot of white people, Asians. You're in church. You see, there are a lot of people that are my godsons and daughters. They are all Asian, Hispanic. You're all calling me mama because I've groomed them, I've trained them, white, black, all kinds, men, female, whatever. Because I don't treat them as a color, I treat them as individuals. So we need to treat people as individuals and give people the respect as individuals and make friends based on their individuals. And the last thing I'll tell you is this. It is okay to like people that look like you. That is part of why God created us the way we created us. If you live here and you go to Russia and you see a black person in Russia, you people will just, one black person in town, and you people will immediately become cousins. Why? Because you look the same. If you live here and you go to Russia and you meet an American from Utah or an American from Virginia, white or whatever color that they are, because they're American, you're American, all of a sudden people become tight because human beings gravitate towards people that look like them, people that have something in common with them, and that's okay. I was listening to Van Jones. Van Jones made some statement that every white person has a virus in them that makes them racist. I'm thinking to myself, Van Jones, you're really crazy, because Van Jones' first wife was white. The Van Jones' current baby mama, Naomi somebody, white. So I'm asking Van Jones, what are you telling your children? What are you going to tell your children? That your mother, your grandmother has a virus in them because they are white that makes them crazy or makes them racist? What are you going to tell your child that part of them, because they are now half white, part of them is a virus that's going to make them evil? So there are some things that people say that doesn't make any sense. So while I'm not sitting here praising everything that anybody does, because we're all humans, we're all a little messed up. Nobody can agree with me 100%. Nobody can agree with anybody 100% because there's diversity in everything in our decision. But nobody should force me to start looking down on myself because I'm black, or because I'm female, or because I'm whatever it is. Nobody should force me. I went online. I did a tribute on Charlie Kirk. People attacked me. They told me I don't like myself because how can a black person say like Charlie Kirk? I don't know everything Charlie Kirk says, but I have things that I like about him, and I feel bad about him passing away like this, because even if we totally disagree, he shouldn't die for it, right? Moreover, he said something about, Charlie Kirk said that I'm a DEI hire. I went and actually listened to what he said. And this was what he said, and I had to go listen to it. That many people say DEI, and I'm kind of paraphrasing it. This whole DEI thing starts bringing a lot of thoughts in people, because if this DEI is about hiring incompetent people, kind of as pilots or as everything, then when you enter a plane and you see a black woman, you start asking yourself, is she competent or she was a DEI? That it starts bringing people a lot of thoughts. Thank God that, in this DEI right now has been scrapped in a lot of places, because that is true. If our whole nation starts hiring people especially in sensitive fields, you don't want the surgeon that's about to cut your heart or put you to sleep. You don't want them to be a DEI hire. You want the most competent person. And yes, there are black competent people, there are white competent people, there are Hispanic competent people, but you want the most competent people in sensitive places. So his thing was like, if you guys continue with this whole DEI thing, if this DEI thing is going on, then it starts bringing you all kinds of thoughts. He did not say that all black people are incompetent. Moreover, as a woman, as a black woman, it's very insulting for somebody to look at me and think that I can't make it in my own intellect if I was not given DEI. And it should be insulting to many black people out there that are smart, are doing what they need to do. And I know, because we work hard to get to where we are. So when I saw that, I went to actually read it. Moreover, everybody has a right to their own thought. So the same people that were calling Charlie Kirk racist and accusing me of liking a racist, they called me names. Some of them called me a fat, ugly immigrant, and somebody should kick me back to Africa. So I'm like, well, so you are accusing somebody of being racist, but you're now calling me names, insulting me because I happen to like Charlie Kirk. Something like that. So at the end of the day, my thoughts are my thoughts. Whatever I say is whatever I want to say. I need to be given the ability to have my own independent reasoning, and that was the most important thing that Charlie Kirk did to young people. He made them think for themselves. He made them evaluate things for themselves. He preached peace. He went to colleges despite the fact that he knew how dangerous it was. He debated with young people, and he made young people think for themselves instead of being programmed by liberal professors. And I want you to think for yourself. I want you to live your life. Live your life by who God created you to be. Right? Yes. I want you to live your life by who God created you to be than by who anybody wants to program you to be. You're a young black woman. You just turned 18, so you're a young black woman. Number 2, you're smart. Number 3, nobody should take your smarts away. Nobody should make you think that you're less than what you are because you're black. Number 4, you are going to encounter racism because there are people that are that messed up. But don't let that define who you are. Don't go around with a chip on your shoulder all the time because you think somebody's going to treat you as a racist. Number 5, you're going to meet people in all walks of life. Some of them will be white, some of them will be black, some of them will be other cultures. If you go around carrying that racism chip on your shoulder, you will miss meeting some really, really great people that God will put in your life because you're judging them by the color of their skin. So, I want you to grow up and be a strong, independent thinking black woman that makes your life what you're worth. We want you to grow up not thinking that everybody seeing you out there is going to judge you by being black. And even they do, so what? We want you to grow up. I know you want to be you're going to medical school. I want to create a legacy that you and your sisters are going to join this legacy, and then we're going to become the best that we can be. Thank God, this country, America, this social experiment called America, is the one place where you can be anything you want to be if you work hard. So that's my advice to you. Right, Princess?
Yes.
All right. Just talking to my niece.